Hello YouTube, and welcome along to another video. Thank you very much indeed for tuning in. If it is your first time here, thank you very much for stumbling across me by accident when you were trying to search for bears go hunting in the woods, or we're going on a bear hunt, or anything else bear related, and you end up with me. Sorry. For those of you who are back and aren't looking for anything bear related, thank you very much indeed for coming back. Please make yourself at home, but don't eat all the macaroons. This is the game pantry for new viewers. For those of you who are obviously familiar to that, we have a cooking related game, and the disappointing thing is it does absolutely nothing else but that. No whizzing around and doing a loop of gameplay or anything like that at all. It will just sit there and do that. So unfortunately, this was suggested by a regular viewer. Why don't you, as it's the game pantry, have a cooking game in the background? I've got 3 cooking games. There's this one, there's Hell's Kitchen, and what's the third one called? Order Up, of which that probably is the best of the 3. And they don't do anything, they don't loop into a demo, they just sit there and do the title screen. But this was the most animated of the 3. Believe me, it takes a long time to set these things up. So anyway, that is this week's Chef's Choice. Cooking Mama, big franchise. Not all that exciting to play, to be honest with you. I've got to be fair. Not great, not great. Basil's back, as you know, sitting in the corner here. Restored to a pride of place. He'll just sit over my shoulder, possibly out the way, because I'll be doing that quite a bit. And yeah, there we go. So what have we got here? We've got pickups for Saturday the 20th of July. A little bit late getting these uploaded. I'm recording this a week after I've done it, and I shall be recording this weekend's pickups pretty much straight after this. So if there's very little difference between the appearance and that video and this video, you'll know why I'm recording them back to back, and then I'll upload them as and when we go along. And there wasn't really much to talk about for that week, which is why it's taken me so long to put the video up. Also, the fact it's been incredibly hot. Those of you in the UK will know this, those of you outside the UK, but probably if you're in New York, you'll know how hot it's been over there. It's not been too far off that over here. Probably not quite as warm, I think they get it a lot warmer over there, but it's been incredibly hot, and as a result of being able to do a video in a room where you have to shut the door and make sure you can't get any outside noise on it, the temperature just was ridiculous in here earlier on the week. So having done those pickups, it just got too warm too quickly, so that's why I've done them a week later. I do have them on the shelf behind me. Those of you who sort of regular viewers will know that there's been a bit of a move around in terms of the stuff. I've now finished moving stuff around, but it still doesn't give me an awful lot of space left for anything else. So maybe more stuff will have to disappear off. I try to keep some retro kit in there. There is some retro kit you can't see up there. There is some retro stuff up there. You know, when I say retro stuff, I mean sort of the really old stuff. There is sort of some down behind me here. But generally speaking, where the stuff has now gone to the shelves, the PlayStation 2 section has probably got maybe space for another 20 or so games, and that's it. The PlayStation 3 could probably get another 60 or 70 on there, but I'd have to take the GameCube stuff out. The Xbox now goes around, which was down here. You won't see over there. It's over there. The PlayStation 2 stuff's above it. That's where the PlayStation 3 and the GameCube stuff live now. Round the top here now, I've got again. You want me to see? I must do. Well, there's no point doing a game room talk. It's pointless, really. But Xbox now runs along across the top and onto the second shelf, which has now got space for another 35-40 games to go on there. PlayStation 1 stuff has moved up from here, which has been seen in previous videos, now sits on the second shelf, and there is probably room again for about another 30 or 40 of those on there. The Xbox 360, which is this bit here, probably has got about another 15, 20, and then that fills that in. That's just taken off amazing. They've only had the Xbox 360 it's over 12 months, and there's only 200 games there for it. And then the Wii staying right behind me here, and that really is going to be practically just for Wii stuff. But the good news about that one is there is probably room for at least another 150. So I might try and push my focus onto picking those up now, but I'm getting to the point now where I'm about 50% of the PAL collection. And the next 50% is going to be the difficult 50% to sort out, because they're going to start costing a bit more. So I'm going to be a bit more careful when I'm sort of going out, because other stuff may just go, but I don't want to sort of like neglect the other stuff. That's the thing. So I'm going to try and maybe focus a bit more on the Wii, a little less on everything else. We'll see, we'll see. So what do we get on the 20th of July? Yeah, it was an interesting because I wasn't actually planning on going out at all. So the fact we've got a pickups video is a bit of a bonus, really. Or as Qbert would say, yeah. Sorry about a bit random that one. But yeah, I wasn't planning on going out at all. I was going to sort of give myself a week off, and then probably go somewhere a bit further afield this weekend. And of course that didn't happen. So having not gone out at all, I usually go across and see my other half's dad on the Saturday lunchtime or Saturday afternoon. And then he wanted to go for a walk around the town centre. It was a fairly pleasant day, it wasn't that hot. So I said, oh, we'll go down to his local town. And I ended up basically dragging him around the charity shops. But it wasn't just I was going to take him out for my benefit. There were other things he wanted to walk around and see what he could find himself. So I just sort of took him through all the charity shops. And actually, it was all right. So I wasn't really going out looking for anything particular. But I did find some stuff. And had it been sort of like 12 months ago, but even better, because I did find a load of titles there which I'd already got, which were ridiculously priced cheap, and I was like, oh yeah, it's always the case, you buy all this stuff and then you start running into it a lot cheaper than you bought it for originally. So let's go with a couple of Oxfam pickups first of all. I've still got the label on this one. Good, it gives you an idea of how far beyond the time zone. There's a label coming off that one. So nothing particularly sensational on this one. Don't usually pick these up, but this was 49p. So this is SmackDown vs Raw 2007. Like I said, because it was 49p, it was just too good an opportunity to miss. Leave games like that on the shelf. 49 pence. I mean, if you're not collecting these sort of games, then it's a box, isn't it? You box and a decent cover. It's got a very nice sort of reverse inlay on the inside there, which I think is quite nice. It's all complete disc and manuals there. No codes or anything. This one just gives you a quick shot of the back. There we go. So 49p, not all that bad. Pretty good going. Next up is WWE 2K15. Except that this is another tip here for people who buy these things from charity shops. Is always check the insides of the boxes, because you're never quite sure what you're going to find in there. So as you can see, this one has the manual. You can tell I'm going to do something here because I'm just showing you half a box. The manual, which is there. The box does have a crack in it, which is a bit disappointing, but it also does have a copy of Lego Marvel Superheroes instead, which was priced up at 49p. And that's great, because every time I sort of watch other people do pickups, they're picking up these Lego games for £1, 50p. I never ever find the Lego games that cheap. I always have to pay sort of market value for them when I see them. I don't think there's ever been an exception to the rule. I'm desperately trying to think. So I've got none of the Lego games. I've got Lego Harry Potter. I think I've got years 5 to 7, I think, which I got from a cash converters at £1.99. That's probably the cheapest one I've ever got. I don't think I've only got Lego Rock Band for the PlayStation 3. I got all the other games, but never that cheap before. So to get that for 49p, okay, the box and the disc don't add up, but I can then now try and find a disc-only copy of 2K15, because I don't mind having that one, and to find a box for this. So yeah, 49p, I ain't going to argue with that. Like I said, always check it when you things like charity shops especially, because a lot of them will just pick the game up and price it and stick it on the shelf. They know it's not worth anything. They may not check the inside of the box. No one's obviously checked that one. I just stuck it on at 49 pence. Job done. So always have a look inside them, because you're never quite sure. Some of them do check them when you go to take them to the counter. I always say, oh, I've done that, because I always do it myself. I've been caught out 2 times before. We've all been caught out before. Just do it, stick it on there, and then do it. And then just occasionally check them, and you'll find it. I've done it before. I bought Scorpion King on the GameCube a few months ago, probably even 12 months ago now, and I opened that up, and it was Star Fox Adventures on the GameCube inside there instead, which was a much better game. And there you go. So that's twice now I've done that. So once is an occasion, you know, an instant. Twice is, you know, I better do this more often, don't I? Also, to make sure there's actually a disc in there as well, because sometimes I've done that before, bought the game which had been sealed and took the disc to the counter to got it home and get out the box up and it's the wrong game inside it, and a game I've already got, or there's no disc in there. Next one up then, I'm just trying to remember, I was trying to work these, I've got these from because it was a week ago and I've forgotten. Okay, so that was 2 Oxfam charity shop pickups. This one I think came out of Bernardo's. I don't, again, usually get a lot. Oxfam Bernardo's, don't, Oxfam occasionally, Bernardo's very, very rarely, but they had a load of SingStar games in and they're all priced at 20p. I've got every single one of them, five of them, and I've got every single one of them. There's also a couple of the Buzz games, I've got both of those, but I hadn't got this one. So this is Buzz the Big Quiz. Again, absolutely immaculate, this one. Absolutely, the red case for it, the disc and the manual, even the inlays in there for SingStar Rocks as well, which is good. I don't think I've got that one. Can't move anything around, I can't see it now. Where are we? SingStar. No, I haven't got that one, but I have got that one, and I've got SingStar 80s as well, which is on the back of that. But absolutely immaculate condition, really, really good condition, and 20p. 20p they wanted for this. I could have bought the other games, and well, I wouldn't have made anything. I couldn't have traded them in because they're worth 10p, so they're really worth nothing at all. But great to see that there. Interesting story about Buzz, because obviously you need the buzzers which go with them. I got the buzzers ages ago. I may have told this. Ah, the phone's ringing. Bang on cue. I'll just wait for that to be answered. There we go. Oh dear, I must take that phone out of here when I start recording. Anyway, buzzers. Yeah, interesting story. I might have told this before, but that's probably something you're going to tell me that you have told this story before and move on. But now I'm going to tell you again. This car boot sale years and years ago, saw the buzzers on somebody's table, thought, great, I must get those because I've always wanted them, and I don't think I had a game for it. I think maybe had one of the games with it, possibly not, I don't know. I may have bought the game and thought I need those to go with it. Beaten to the punch by one bloke, Indian fellow, picked them up, and he said to the woman, how much do you want? And she said £3, and he was like, oh no, two. She said, no, I want £3 for it. It began in about 30 seconds to a minute going back and forth about this. And he still couldn't make his mind up, and she wouldn't drop her price from £3. So I said to her, do you want £3 for those? And she went, yes. I said, right, there you go. Took them off the bloke, walked away. Don't mess around. People are fanning about on the table at car boot sale over £1. And you think it's, I mean, and those buzzers are, you know, they are quite a collectible thing. You do need them to play the games with. They are much better experience. They do work really, really well. Don't piss around with it. Get in there, because you know, she might have taken £2 and held out for it, so I said, no, I'll give you £3 for it. There you go. That's when I used to pay stuff at the car boot sale without haggling. Not all the time. If I felt something was not worth what it was, I wouldn't pay for it. You know, how much is your game? £3. Right, move on. How much is that? I know you say, oh, £1.50. That's fair price, I'll pay you that, you know. So that's when I go to car boot sales anymore. So those there were charity shop pickups. So 49p, 20p, so that's not a lot spent. Then we need cash converters, and for those of you like bits of cardboard that cover your game, you're going to love this one. I know what some of you are going to say, oh, it's a FIFA game. Yes, it's a FIFA game. This is the FIFA 14 limited edition on the 360, which comes with a removable piece of cardboard. I know there's some of you who practically wet your pants about this at the moment. I'm not quite sure why you do. There you go. So you can make telescopes out of it and stuff like that. I'm joking, of course. But it came with this rather natty steelbook, and you probably won't see that on the camera here, but that actually is a hologrammatic. You maybe just see it moves there a little bit. It doesn't kick the ball or anything. Oh, messy. But it does actually come away from it, so you might be seeing it better there. There we go. Lovely condition. That comes off the steelbook front, which has on there. You can go back there, and if you line his arm up correctly, it fits quite nicely. There we go, that'll do. Yeah, so really nice condition, that one. It's got the FIFA 14 hottest mode and built-in things there, codes which probably haven't been, I don't know whether they've been used or not. That's the back of the case. That's the back of the box. This was in cash converters, and they wanted 10p for it, so 10p they got. So not the world's greatest FIFA fan, but it's a really nice condition one. I like the hologrammatic thing. It's called hologrammatic, the movie picture on the inside. Yeah, so 10p. You know, what can you buy for 10p? I keep saying, what can you buy for 50p? What can you buy for 10p? Nothing. You know, 10p doesn't buy you a packet of crisps nowadays. So those three. So we moved on then to CEX, and a couple of pickups in there. Paid £1 each for these. First one on the Wii, which is SpongeBob SquarePants and the Nicktoons in Globs of Doom. No manual with this one. I forgot this one. The CEX stores that if they ain't got the manual in the box, they ain't got the manual. Full stop. Yeah. I had a look at this. I'm a bit disappointed with it because I used to be a big Nicktoons fan when it first started. You know, when it first started, I'm talking about things like Ren and Stimpy and Rocko's Modern Life, and not so much Rugrats, but they were alright. And then you got things like Our Real Monsters, and then some of the real crappy stuff like the Wild Thornberrys and Doug. This has got Jimmy Neutron, which I think was around the time I stopped watching it or lost interest in it, and Danny Phantom and Tack. From the Attack of the Guardians, the Gross. I only know that because I've got a game up there which is based on that. And SpongeBob, obviously, it looks alright. I've not played it yet, but I don't think I'm overly going to be sort of pulling this off the shelf to stick it down again. Makes me wonder why they never made the games at the time. I know they made a Real Monsters game, Our Real Monsters, for probably, that would have been guessing the Super Nintendo off the top of my head. That era. I know there's Rugrats game that came out for the N64 because I've got one, and the PlayStation because I've got one. But there are no games based on Rocko's Modern Life, which was a great cartoon. Used to love that one. Ren and Stimpy, I know there's a couple of games based on that one. That was probably the most well-known one. Now, I'm rambling on a bit now about cartoon history, which I'm also very interested in. So yeah, so that was £1. This one's a film-based tie-in. But I quite enjoyed the old film, actually. It wasn't too bad. Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, which I think I watched the sequel. I presume it was the sequel because it was on with McCartney singing over the end credits. But yeah, it wasn't too bad. Yeah, really good condition copy, this one. Very, very nice. This was only £1. It has gone as high as sort of £3 before in the past. So notice with the CEX, some of the stuff at the moment, they're bringing the prices down a little bit. I dare say they're going to shoot back up at some point. So just try and pick these odd ones up here and there, which are a bit cheaper when I can. So yeah, that was £1, not too bad, good condition, and I'm sure I'll get some fun out of that one. And then the final pickup of the week, this one on the original Xbox, which is a game I do have on the PlayStation 2, but also means I can now complete my series of these games on the Xbox, and that is Showdown, Legends of Wrestling, which a lot of people don't like this particular series. I think it's alright. It's not the best, but I think it gets an unfair amount of criticism for it, especially when you consider the roster they have. You know, guys like Hulk Hogan. Bear in mind, when these games came out, a lot of these guys, it's different nowadays. And if you don't enjoy wrestling, you probably want to fast forward this bit. But before the end, had things like Legends contracts and the WrestleMania weekends, and these guys are basically free agents. They can make their money how they wanted to do so. So they were basically sort of these things which are not tied to WWF/E at the time. Whereas so they could use things like and likenesses for Hogan, Savage, Sting, the Ultimate Warrior, Andre the Giant, Roddy Piper, Jake the Snake Roberts, Bret Hart, Dusty Rhodes, Diamond Dallas Page. I can see the Road Warriors on the back here. You've got Jerry the King Lawler doing commentary, because that probably was during the time he was wasn't employed by WWE after a dispute over his then wife. So yeah, there's battle royal matches, not Royal Rumble matches. So the roster you can produce for these games, across all three of them, was fantastic. And then they stopped doing that, and that's why you don't see any other wrestling games other than the Fire Pro Wrestling ones with these guys in them. So there we go. Yeah, so that's it. Told you it wasn't a great deal to go through that week, but yeah, it was really something pickups which I didn't plan on getting, but I mean, the price for these here, £4.28, 60p, 61p and a bit each. I mean, you know, bear in mind there's a Lego superheroes game in that one, the Lego Marvel superheroes game in there. I mean, that game itself, I think it's £6 usually in C. I think it's £8 in cash converters. I did check after, it's got £7 or £8. So I've got £7 or £8 game for 49p. That more than makes up for spending the other £3.71 or whatever it is. So yeah, so there we go. Yeah, so if you have enjoyed that, then that's great, because that makes it all worthwhile. If you have enjoyed what you've seen, therefore you'd like to probably tick that bell so you get more notification videos. Perhaps you'd like to subscribe so you'll be able to check through all the other content and be one of my loyal followers. If you'd really like to comment on the video, let me know what you think of the pickups. That'd be great, because I do tend to respond to them, because I'll get quite a few, but I do like to converse with people if they've got something to say. Then more the merrier. And there's also something else as well. Just comment, subscribe, ring the bell. Oh yeah, and do the old thumbs up thing, because that's quite good as well, because that sort of shares the video around a bit and generates more people into the channel. So that's how it works, I understand. There we go. So that is it. Thank you very much indeed for watching. Apologies for the phone ringing, but then again, if you're a regular viewer, you know that these things do happen. See you again very, very soon. In the meantime, bye for now.